Okay, now I will explain how to use the compounded returns chart. This is the annual chart. See, now I might use any one of these columns. In the previous video about the inflation chart, I was only using 3%, and I was going to multiply by whatever number in the 3% column that I needed. So, in this one, I'm looking at if I put money in every single year. So if I got a 10% rate and I put $1 in this account that got a 10% rate, how much would I have in 10 years? Well, I'm going to have to come over here to 10 years and go all the way over. And you might want to use a ruler for this, but if you can do it, you can do it. If I put $1 in this account and it yielded a 10% return, in 10 years I'd have $17.53 in that account. Okay, so this is how we are going to calculate how much we need for retirement. What do we need to put in per year for retirement? Okay, so you can use, if you're risky, you can use a higher percentage. You say 12 or 15%. If you're more conservative, you might do 8%, or you can use the stock market average of 10%. This is for retirement. For CDs, you're going to be in the 5% range, 3% range. Mutual funds, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15. Depends on your risk. But let's just use 10% to give you an example here. If you get the stock market average of 10%, and let's say you make $40,000 a year, and you can put $4,000 away in a Roth IRA that gets 10% return, and you save for 35 years. I save $4,000 for 35 years, yielding a 10% return. So I need to come down to 35 years and come over to 10%, and this is my number. So I'm going to put at the bottom of the screen 4,000 times 298.1258. And what do I get? Actually, I think it's 1268. It's kind of hard to see, but 1268. What do I end up with? Put that in a calculator. I'm going to end up with $1.1 million. All I made was $40,000 a year, but I saved 10%, and I got the stock market average. I was average, and I'm a millionaire. Maybe I saved for 40 years, not 35, but 40 years. So come down 40 years. Okay, come down to 40 years. And now I have this number. And again, it's a little hard to see, but it's 486.8518. And again, let's say I didn't get a raise. I never got a raise in all my years of working. And I just put $4,000 away. Never got a raise. Put that in a calculator. $4,000 a year. And I never got a raise, but I put it in for 40 years instead of just 35. What do I end up with? $1.9 million. Hello. I'm a millionaire. Alright, what if you get lucky? What if you get lucky? What if you're a little more risky, and you happen to get lucky? And you get 15% return. Let's go up here. The 15% return. Could happen. So let's see if you get lucky. 15% return for 40 years. Let's put it in there. 15% return, 40 years. This is my number. And let's say I was just an average worker, and so I never got a raise. I never got a raise. 4,000 times 2045.9539. How much did I end up with? In your calculator, it should say $8 million. Yes! Oh, well, what if I'm half wrong? What if I'm just half wrong? Then I get 4 million. What if I'm like 90% wrong? Then I'm just under $1 million. That's how you do the compounded chart. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a big number. After you calculate everything for retirement, you'll have a giant number, and you are going to use this chart to divide. So you're going to have this big number already. So you kind of got to do algebra. You'll have some large number, and then whatever you're saving for, you're going to divide it by whatever that number is. And then it's going to tell you, oh, I need to save 4,000. So this is the divide chart, even though I just showed you some multiplication on it. This is the divide chart. The inflation chart is the multiply chart.